Guys, check out our Japanese maple. Isn't it sick? Look, a U-Haul truck. Oh my God, he's got my package! Yeah, boy! Oh, dang, wait. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I've waited all day! You read the title. You know what's going down. Parts breakdown. Alright, for the case, I got the Master Box Q300L. I was looking to build a small computer, not one of those big desktops, but we'll get it unboxed and you can see what it looks like. Alright, so here it is unboxed. Plexiglass front. You guys can see this pattern. So these are dust collectors. Magnetic, easy to clean, cool, cool. There is one built-in fan right here, and there's rubber-tipped screws you take off here, but you'll see that open later. All right, next is our power supply, which is the EVGA Supernova. This is 650 watts, 80 plus gold. What that means, I don't know. I know that 650 is higher than 450. All right, next up is our graphics card. This is a Zotac GeForce GTX 1080. It's got two fans, 8 gigabytes dedicated, and I was content on a 1060, but I was like, let's just build it for the long run. You know what I'm saying? Let's just build it for the long run. For our processor, we have the AMD Ryzen 5 2600. Yes, I went with AMD instead of Intel. It bang for the buck, man. You want to get a cheap build made? This is going to do the job. Alright, so our motherboard is the Asus Prime B350M-A. It does stuff. I know it does stuff. So for now, we're only going to do a solid state drive. I went with a Western Digital 250 gig. It'll do for now. You know, later on I'll upgrade and you know, get a standard hard drive put into for your programs and videos and games. So for a budget build, you can usually go a little bit skimpier on the RAM, usually about 8 gigs. Once again, I thought I'd future-proof. I got 16 gigs of the Vipers, two 8 gigabyte sticks with LEDs. I like lights, yeah. And to keep it all cool, we have 3 Cool Master fans. They each have individual LEDs on them. I've got 2 blues and 1 red. I'm a color fiend, so it's gonna look good. So a very generous buddy of mine wanted to contribute to my first rig, and he got me the G810 Orion Spectrum keyboard, my first mechanical keyboard. Thank you, Rick. So freaking awesome. I can't wait to see the colors and the click, 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 click. So I can't stress this enough. I have never built a computer in my life. I have disassembled my laptop twice, which I've heard is way more complicated than building a computer. So this looks pretty straightforward. I've seen videos on this, and we'll take this one step at a time, but should be okay. We're gonna get through this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and open up the motherboard here. The scary, scary, scary stuff. Alright, so we got our motherboard out here for anybody that's never built a computer, aka myself. The RAM sticks go here, processor will go here. You can see these little pins like right here. You see the CPU fan? That's where a lot of the things are just going to be like easily connected into. For the most part, hopefully. But yeah, it's just going to be like standard connections, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, so we're going to put in our RAM here. These tabs right here come down, and the sticks can only go in one way, so we're going to push down till it clips. See that went in? Okay, so this is the RAM layout for mine. Most of the time it's going to be separated like this. They're color coded. See the black and the gray? So I have it in A1 and B1 here. Just push the motherboard to the side just to show you the contents of the processor box. Here's the actual resin processor, and then here is the fan that will screw on top of it. Alright, so next we're going to put in the processor here in the center. So all you're going to do is replace the two screws here, and take this bracket off, and then we'll put the processor here in the center. You'll see. So there's this little bar right here. We're going to pull up on it. I'm going to put the processor down here, man. Fits snug. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh wait. There we go. Okay, so where those screws were, here, here, and here, where those plastic brackets are, you're going to line up the fan. Line up the fan. That'll sit on top of the processor. Cool. And then just screw it in corner to corner. And now we're just removing the front panel. Alright, so I removed the plexiglass here. This is where we're going to end up putting our power supply. Motherboard's going to be right here. Something I didn't mention about this case, first and foremost, it's like 40 bucks on Amazon, which is super awesome. But this bracket right here with the power button and the USB slots and the headphone jack and blah blah blah, you can move that to here, here, or here. Now my goal is to have it down here in hopes that I can put the power supply and still not have the wires coming out the back of here and get in the way of it. So fingers crossed, guys. Alright, so the motherboard came with this bracket. You're going to put that bracket here on the inside. Right in here. I'm not going to do it because I'm holding the camera, but you get what I'm saying? Yeah, so the other key thing you have to look for are these holes right here. There's one right there. One right there. Got one up here. So what you're gonna have to do is like, see, like they're labeled here. It says like M, motherboard, M, and what you're gonna have to do is line it up. Also, where this bracket is, you're gonna line up with the ports back here. We'll see that in a second. Okay, so my complication right now are these baby riser screws. These go into the case, which basically levitate the motherboard from the case, and then you screw the motherboard to these. But I don't have any tools to get these in, so we're going to have to figure that out. Solution: baby socket. Desperate times come for desperate measures. We got the motherboard in place. I'm not gonna lie, getting everything situated back here was a pain in the dick. Now I gotta figure out where all the wires go. Back here it said CPU fan, so pretty obvious. Connected that back there. The rest of it I'm just gonna have to read and find out. Alright, so next I'm gonna install these two blue LED fans to the top. Obviously not on the outside, on the inside up here. And I'll show you what that's like after I get done. Alright, fan update. I installed the two up here. And I put one dead center. So hopefully get our air circulation. Put the dust covers back on there. Yeah. Okay, going for the power supply next. Okay, this one's attached to it. What is all this? Okay, this bracket back here has got 4 screws, and you take this off, this bracket, and you screw that onto the back of the power supply, which is right here. Fan facing down. Power button. Yep. So we're going to attach that. And we're going to put it back in here. Alright, it's got the power supply in. I mounted the power bracket with the USB at the bottom here. Now, some friends of mine were saying that this is supposed to be flush up against the case. Now the problem with this eco button right here, the plug-in right here is too wide. So when you stick it flush up against here, the eco button is behind the bracket. So unfortunately it is what it is. Alright, so here's the solid state. The case came with these rubber tips, which you put over the holes, and you put screws through them. And then from there you can actually see these holes right here. You just put it in and slide it in. I'll show you guys after it's in. And there it is. Put it in place. Let's see. Flip it around. You see up in the corner the rubber tips there? Just slide in. Just removing the bottom down here. This is the dust cover. These rubber tabs right here just go in the holes. Really easy to take off. Alright, you see at the bottom there where it says power, LED, power, reset, HDD. Okay. That's going to be these little pins. And they each individually have to be put in one by one. Alright, for all these pin connectors, you can also refer back to the motherboard instruction manual. See? So that's what I've kind of been following to do this. Alright, so I'm plugging up the cable to from the power supply to the motherboard. You can see here it says MB. Then it says it right here on the actual power supply and the end of this cable. And it's a crap ton of pins there. And that goes right here. See that? So the back of the power supply has got different slots, if you can see that. See it says SATA periph. So the peripheral, we're gonna... Remember all those cords that I was showing in the beginning that came with the power supply? What is all this? Well, so we're gonna use the peripheral cord into the back of that, and that's what we're gonna attach to our fans. They're gonna be on permanently when you turn the system on. And then the SATA, oh, you probably already saw it, but the SATA cable will go into the solid state drive in the back. Okay, so this is the SATA cable that was coming out from the power supply. And that will go back here. And then here is the cable that will go into the solid state and attach to the motherboard. Okay, so these 3 silver cables are coming out of the fans, which is going into the splitter right here with the 2-prong. And this is the periph cable coming out of the power supply. So all you gotta do is connect the 2-prong in there and you got power to your fans. There she blows. GTX 1080 Micro by Zotac. Okay, so a major issue was the motherboard cable at the top here going into the power supply. It's actually in the way because at the bottom of the power supply, where all those ports in the back, it's SATA, periph, and then VGA. VGA is what goes to your graphics card, right? So this motherboard one, the one that's at the top, is actually blocking any room to get back there and or to get any light back there. So that was kind of a pain in the pickle to do, but we got it all plugged in. This fan I put on backwards. I'm gonna plug that up, and then I think we're done, guys. I think we're done. I think the box is ready, guys. Just gotta plug it up. Let's see if this thing turns on. Alright, guys. Hit it, Alex. Wait. Wait. I got it. Oh, I got it. We did it, fam. Freaking did it. Oh, I'm so giddy right now. Oh my god. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have completed the computer. It is running. Got to get Windows installed, and that's it, guys. Appreciate it. Stay tuned till the end, and I'll show you how to make a Windows boot drive for free. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to show you how to create a Windows USB boot drive. First and foremost, you're going to need a USB stick with at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. So you're going to go ahead and insert it into the computer. And if you right click on it, you can go to Format. Hit Start. Make sure you get all the files that you want to keep off of it first, obviously. Put those somewhere else and then hit Format. There we go. For this next step, you're going to need somebody that owns Windows. I'm assuming if you're building a rig, you don't have Windows, you get a friend or family member that already has Windows, and you get them to download the tool. So we're going to use Windows 10 here, Windows 10 USB boot tool. Click on this first link right here. This is the page you should be seeing. Download tool now. Yes. And this will open up. So once you get to this screen, you hit accept. Wait another 6 hours, and that'll take you to the next screen. Alright, so once you get to this screen, you're going to want to create installation media. Yes, yes, yes. Make sure everything is what you want. We're going to do a USB flash drive, as stated. When your USB flash drive is in your computer, you'll see it's detectable right here. Hit next. And after another 6 hours, you'll be ready to go. After exactly 53 hours, you'll get to this screen. You are ready to go. And here is what your boot disk will look like. Now, when you insert this into a brand new computer, or the one you just built, same thing, cheese. Make sure you put in the USB stick first before powering up the computer, and the computer will detect it and it will take you through the process. Thanks for checking out my video, everybody. If there's any questions or comments regarding the build, how to set anything up, something I may have missed, please leave in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.